Hello, this is a lesson on completing the square. Now, completing the square is used for doing graphs, just putting an equation into standard form so you can put it into a graph very easily. So what we're going to do is we have a graph of a parabola here, and we're trying to get it into this form right here. Now, the first thing we're going to do is what I like to do is I like to bring over this 10 right here, bring it over to the right side so we just have the x components on the left side. Then this is pretty much the hard part is we're going to try to turn x squared plus 6x into two quantities that equal each other. So we're going to have x plus something times x plus something, and we're going to have the x's here because we're going to times the two x's and get this x squared. But what are we going to have in these spots? Well, we got to have something that's, when we add them together, it's going to equal 6x, but they also have to be the same thing. So we just pretty much divide 6x by 2, and we get 3. So now we have x squared plus 3x plus another 3x. Look at here. We're going to have another number. We're going to have 3 times 3. Go over to the next step, and we got the 9 here. Now, why can we put a 9 over here? It's because we're going to also put a 9 on the other side, because anything you do to one side, you can do the other. So we're going to have x squared plus 6x plus 9 equals negative 10 plus 9. Now we could turn the x squared plus 6x plus 9 into x plus 3 quantity squared. And then we just add the negative 10 and the 9 and get negative 1. And just bring over the 1 over to the left side. And we got x plus 3 quantity squared plus 1 equals 0. We're going to set the equation equal to y. And look at here. It looks very similar to our standard form of a parabola, which is what we were trying to do. Now we can graph this very easily. This is what the graph looks like. We have our vertex point and our y-intercept, and yeah. Now this one's a little trickier because we have a 5 for the x, but it's still fairly just one extra step really. We're still trying to get y equals our standard form. What we're going to do is we're going to times 1/5 by our equation so we can get rid of this 5. So times it by both sides. We got x squared minus 6/5 x minus 8/5 equals 0, because 1/5 times 0 is 0. Now we can just do what we did before. It's with fractions now, so it's a little harder. We just bring our x in our quantities here. We bring over our 8/5 on this right side. Basically what we're going to do is just times 6/5 by 1/2. So we're going to get negative 3/5, because when we add them together we're going to get 6/5. So we got x squared minus negative 3/5 x minus another 3/5 x, and that's going to get our negative 6/5 x. But again, we're going to have an extra number here. Our extra number is going to be 9/25, which I already put on the right side over here. And we just have to add these two fractions, add them up and set it equal to y, and bam. We have y equals x minus 3/5 quantity squared minus 4/25. And again, it looks very similar to our original standard form. Now we can graph this, and here we go. But it doesn't have to only be parabolas. Here we have a circle graph, or circle equation. This is our standard form for a circle. Basically, because we have two quantity squares here, we're going to have to complete the square twice. So what we're going to do is we're going to do the x minus times the x minus something, and then we have another set of completing the square over here, y plus something times y plus something, and then we have two spaces on the right side because we're going to add two numbers to the negative 13. So for the negative 10, we're going to divide it by 2 and get 5. So that's going to give us x squared minus 5x minus another 5x. So that'll get us the x squared minus 10x. But we're also going to have negative 5 times negative 5. Well, that is going to be 25. And we can just add the 25 over to the right side. Then we have y plus 2. So it's going to be y squared plus 2y plus another 2y. So that's going to take care of our y squared plus 4y. And then 2 times 2, we're adding 2 to this side, or adding 4 to the left side. So we're going to have to go over here and add 4 to the right side. Now we put them all, this is just showing our quantities factored out. I'm going to add everything together over here. And we have x minus 5 quantity squared plus y plus 2 quantity squared equals 16. We turn that 16 into 4 squared just to show us our radius. And we have the center of our circle, which is just 5 and negative 2, and then our radius is 4. So we can just plug that in our graph here, and bam. So there it is. There's completing the square. It makes the graphing process much easier. I don't think I could graph these equations without completing the square. So it's very useful concept, and I hope in the future you will use it in your math education. Okay, thank you. Bye.